To solve for y, we have to start undoing what's around it, and the first thing is the multiplication by 2. So we divide by 2 to cancel it out, and be left with the quantity squared of x minus y. On the right, you'll have z plus 5 over 2. To undo the perfect square, you need the square root. So you'll be left with a terribly drawn x minus y, and then on the right, the square root of z plus 5 over 2. The next thing that must go is the x. So it's going to be negative y equals the square root of z plus 5 over 2, and then minus x outside of that. Next up, we have to divide both sides by negative 1. That will cancel out the negative 1's on the left, and you'll be left with y equals the square root of z plus 5 over 2 minus x, everything over a negative 1. You now have to simplify still. The division by negative 1 will change the sign of everything on the top, so it's a negative square root of z plus 5 over 2 plus x. To solve for y, we must begin to undo what is around it. So we're going to divide by 4 first to cancel these out and be left with the quantity squared of x plus 2y. On the right, you'll have a minus 2 over 4. Let's undo the square on the left by finding the square root and do the same thing on the right side. You'll be left with x plus 2y equals the square root of a minus 2 over 4. We need to move this x over to this side. So we'll have 2y equals the square root of a minus 2 over 4, and minus x outside of the square root sign. We now need to get y by itself by dividing both sides by 2. These cancel out. You're left with y equals the square root of a minus 2 over 4 minus x, all divided by 2. To solve for x, we must begin undoing everything around it. And we're going to start with this minus 3ab. So we'll have 5x squared equals c plus 1 plus 3ab on the right side. We must now divide both sides by 5. These cancel out, and you're left with x squared equals, and you can put this in somewhat of an alphabetical order, 3ab plus c plus 1 over 5. And then to undo the square, you need the square root of both sides to get x equals the square root of 3ab plus c plus 1 over 5.